morning, children. Today we are going to learn equivalent fractions. In the last class we learned what are fractions. Today we are going to learn equivalent fractions. See, what are equivalent fractions? Fractions which represent the same part of the whole are called equivalent fractions. What is it? Fractions which represent the same part of the whole are called equivalent fractions. See, I explain this with these figures. See, here are some holes. Two holes are here, isn't it? See, I cut it into two equal parts. Each represents half. Okay? Half. This represents a half. This also another half. Okay? Again, I divide this into two equal parts. Now here are four equal parts. Okay, this represents 1 by 2. And what is this? Represents this shaded area represents, actually it is half of this circle, isn't it? This shows the half of the circle, but the fraction is how many parts in all? 1, 2, 3, 4 parts in all. Out of that 4 parts, how many are shaded? 1, 2. Means this represents 2 by 4. Am I right? See, this whole divided into 2 equal parts and this whole divided into 4 equal parts. See, from this I selected 2 parts. This shows the half of this whole object, or this shows, this represents the half of this whole object. This whole object half show, but the fraction is 2 by 4. That means these two are called equivalent fractions. Fractions which represent the same part of the whole. This part, this fraction also represents the same part, this half. Isn't it? Okay. Now, okay, children. But this 2 by 4 represents the same part of this whole. Same part of this whole. These two are same. These two represents the half, but the fraction is 2 by 4. So we can say 1 by 2 and 2 by 4 are equivalent fractions. These two are equivalent fractions. See, again I cut this figure into okay, how many parts are there in all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. Total number of parts 8. Then out of 8, how many parts are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4. But this represents the half of this whole, isn't it? The fraction for this shaded region is 4 by 8. But this shaded region represents the half of this whole. So that means this 4 by 8 is also an equivalent fraction of this 1 by 2. 1 by 2. Well, these are all equivalent fractions. So next is how to find out equivalent fractions of a given fraction. Equivalent fractions of a given fraction. That is next. This you understood? Okay, next is finding equivalent fractions. Write all this in your notebook. Finding equivalent fractions. Finding equivalent fractions. We can find fractions equivalent to any other fraction by multiplying or dividing the given fraction, the numerator and denominator of the given fraction. How to find out this? Finding equivalent fraction means to get an equivalent fraction of a given fraction, we multiply or divide the given fraction with the same number. Given fraction means the numerator and denominator of the given fraction with the same number. That number should not be a 0. It's a non-zero number. This is the way to find out the equivalent fractions of a given fraction. For example, say 3 by 4. It's a given fraction. I am going to find out the equivalent fractions of this one, or first 5 equivalent fractions. Say to get the first equivalent fraction, multiply this by 1. Actually, it is not necessary. Anyway, I am writing this. First 1. That is 3 by 4. Am I right? Then, to get the second equivalent fraction of this 3 by 4, multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. Now it is 6 by 8. Now multiply both the numerator and denominator by 3. It is 9 by 12. Then 3 by 4. Both numerator and denominator by 4. Now it is 12 by 16. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 3 by 4. 4 into 5. That is 15 by 20. See? Okay. See the first 5 equivalent fractions of 3 by 4 are 3 by 4. First one 3 by 4. Second one 6 by 8. Then 9 by 12. Then 12 by 16 and 15 by 20. These are the first 5 equivalent fractions of 3 by 4. Understood, children? Here I multiplied both numerator and denominator by this numbers. By multiplying, we got the equivalent fractions by multiplication. Multiplication cheyidana equivalent fractions find out cheyunnathu. Okay, then give you one more example. By 15. Find an equivalent fraction of, find a smaller equivalent fraction of this 5 by 15. Means we can divide this fraction with the same number, which is common for this 5 and 15. 5 in 15 in divide cheyan the numbers find out here. That is, it is 5. Now it is 1 by 3. This 1 by 3 is an equivalent fraction of this 5 by 15. Here we got a smaller fraction. To get the smaller fraction, we divide the given fraction, or we divide the numerator and denominator of a given fraction to get the smaller equivalent fraction. To get bigger equivalent fractions, we multiply the numerator and denominator of the given fraction with the same number, with a non-zero number. Okay, children? Next is find equivalent fraction for fractions 3 by 7 with denominator 42. Denominator, first one, denominator 42. Second one, numerator 12. Okay. We have to find out this. See, the given fraction is 3 by 4. 3 by 4. What? No, 3 by 7. Yes, 3 by 7. See, the denominator is, here the denominator is 7. In the first question, the denominator is 42. The denominator is 42. Convert this 7 into 42. How to make it possible? 3 by 7. 7 into which number is 42? 7 into which number is 42? Because the denominator is 42. This is the denominator. In this fraction, 7 is the denominator. 42 is a bigger number. To get the bigger equivalent fraction, we multiply the denominator and numerator with the number. Okay, find out the number. 7 into which number is 42? Is it 6? Is it 6? 6 into 7? 42. That is the number to multiply both numerator and denominator. Now it is 6 into 3, 18. 18 divided by 42. This 18 divided by 42 is an equivalent fraction of 3 by 7 with denominator 42. Denominator 42 ആകാനായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഈ 7 multiply this 7 with 6. ഈ 6 ഉണ്ട് ആ നമ്പറാണ് നമ്മൾ ഫൈൻഡ് ഔട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ 3 by 7 and now it is 18 by 42. 18 by 42 is an equivalent fraction of 3 by 7 with the denominator 42. Okay children, next third question. Find first 3 equivalent fractions for each of the following fractions. First 3. First question, 1 by 3. To get the first equivalent fraction, we multiply both numerator and denominator by 1. To get the second one, multiply by 2. To get the third one, multiply by 3. That is the procedure. Okay, first one, multiply by 1. Actually, we get the same fraction, 1 by 3. Now second one, to get the second equivalent fraction, we multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2. Now it is 2 by 6. And to get the third one, multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. It is 3 by 9. Which are the fractions? 1 by 3, 2 by 6 and 3 by 9 are the first 3 equivalent fractions of 1 by 3. The first 3 equivalent fractions of 3. Fractions of 1 by 3. Is it correct? 1 by 3, 2 by 6 and 3 by 9 are the first 3 equivalent fractions of 1 by 3. Okay. Second one is the 2 by 25. 2 by 25. Okay. First one, 2 by 25. To get the first equivalent fraction of this 2 by 5, we multiply both numerator and denominator by 1. Actually, it is not necessary. നമുക്കറിയാം 1 കൊണ്ടാണ് മൾട്ടിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നതെങ്കിൽ there is no change. എങ്കിലും ഞാനത് കാണിച്ചു തരുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാനത് ചെയ്തു പോകുന്നത്. 2 by 25. 25 into 1, that is 2 by 25. Second one is 2 by 25. 25 into 2. Isn't it? Second one. That is 2 into 2, 4. 25 into 2 is 50. To get the third one, 2 by 25 into 3 into 3. That is 6 by 75. 6 by 75. Okay. Now we can write 2 by 25, 4 by 50 and 6 by 75 are the first 3 equivalent fractions of 2 by 25. 2 by 25. All these are very easy questions, no? You write all this in your notebook. Next is 2 by 7. See question 2 by 7. Two by 7. First one is 2 by 7. That is 2 by 7. Second one is 2 by 7 into 2 into 2. That is 4 by 14. Now 2 by 7. 2 by 7 into 3 into 3. That is 6 by 21. So we can write 2 by 7, 4 by 14 and 6 by 21 are the first 3 equivalent fractions of 2 by 7. 2 by 7, 4 by 14 and 6 by 21. Then 13 by 15. Seven by 9. Next is 7 by 9. 7 by 9. So 7 by 9 into 1 into 1, that is 7 by 9. Now second one, 7 by 9 into 2 into 2, that is 14 by 18. Now 7 by 9 into 3 into 3, 21 by 27. Now we can write 7 by 9, 14 by 18 and 21 by 27 are the first 3 equivalent fractions of 7 by 9. Okay, children. 4 questions. I need 2 more are there. 13 by 15 and 23 by 60. Thirteen by 15. By 15 into 1 into 1, that is 13 by 15. To get the second equivalent fraction, 13 by 15 into 2 into 2, that is 26 by 30. 13 by 15 into 3 into 3, that is 39 by 45, isn't it? 39. Oh, but these three, that is 13 by 15, 26 by 30 and 39 by 45 are the first three equivalent fractions of 13 by 15. One question for homework. 23 by 60 for homework. 23 by 60 homework. To get first three equivalent fractions, multiply this 23 by 1. Okay, then by 2 and by 3 you get the answer. You all know multiplication, then no problem to solve this. Okay children, see we solve this exercise 7.2. Which question? Third question we finished. See one more set of questions. 4. Here, see in the second question, numerator 12. Here the numerator is 3. 3 into which number is 12? 3 into 4 is 12. So multiply both numerator and denominator by this 4. That is 12 by 28. This 12 by 28 is an equivalent fraction of this 3 by 7. Here 18 by 42 is an equivalent fraction of this 3 by 7. These are all bigger equivalent fractions. Okay. See, we can solve this exercise question 7.2. Exercise 7.2. Okay children. Now we are going to solve exercise 7.2. All of you take your textbook, page number 92. Page number 92. See, first question. Look at the figures and write fractions for the shaded portion. Here are some figures no? in textbook page number 92. Then put a tick in the box if the fractions are equivalent, else put a cross in the box. See, you put a tick mark if the fractions are equivalent, otherwise you put wrong into mark. Okay children, let's do the first question. Here are some figures. Yeah. See how many equal parts are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 equal parts. First you write the fraction. And out of this 10, how many are shaded? 3. That means this represents what? 3 by 10. Isn't it? This fraction represents 3 by 10. And this fraction, see how many equal parts are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is the denominator. Total parts 12, that represents the denominator. Then how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 12. This is the fraction to represent this shaded part, and this is for this shaded region. Okay children, what we want to check, are they equivalent or not? See 3 by 10 and 6 by 12. See the numerator, here it is 3 and here it is 2. 3 into 2 is 6, correct? 3 into 2 is 6. But this 10 into 2 is 12. See, to get an equivalent fraction, we multiply both numerator and denominator by a same number. Here I find out a number. 3 into 2 is 6. 2 is the number. So you multiply this denominator 10 with the same number 2. 10 into 2 is 20. It is not 12. That means these two are not equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are no there. No, these two are not equivalent fractions. So we can put wrong. Correct? See, First to write the fractions for this shaded region. Fractions eduthuka. After that you check the equivalent, check they are equivalent fractions or not. Okay, then second fraction 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is the total number of parts, out of that 2 shaded. This fraction for this shaded region is 2 by 6. And this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 total parts 12. That is the denominator. Out of that how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts shaded. The fractions are 2 by 6 and 4 by 12. Okay, let us check are they equivalent or not. That is, what are the fractions? 2 by 6 and 4 by 12. Okay, the numerator is 2. Here the numerator is 2. Then here it is 4. 2 into which number is 4? 2 into 2 is 4. I got a number 2. So I am going to multiply both numerator and denominator by the same number. 2 into 2, 4. 6 into 2, 12. Isn't it? 2 into 2, 4. 6 into 2, 12. That means these two are equivalent fractions. Correct? Here 2 by 6 and 4 by 12. We multiply 2 by 6 by 2 on both numerator and denominator. Now we got the same number 4 by 12. That means these two numbers are equivalent fractions. So we can put a tick mark here. The next one. This represents total number of parts 4, shaded part 1. The fraction is 1 by 4. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is the total number of parts, that is the denominator. Out of that how many parts shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got two fractions 1 by 4 and 4 by 8. Here the numerator is 1, here it is 4. Okay, can you see here? Okay, no problem. Okay, 1 into which number is 4? 1 into 4 is 4. I got 4. Oh, 4. Then multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. Let us check are they equivalent or not. 1 into 4 is 4. Okay, it is correct. But 4 into 4? 4 into 4 is 16. It is not 8. Is it 8? 4 into 4 8? No. 4 into 4 16. That means these two are not equivalent fractions. This is equivalent fractions because when we multiply 1 by 4 with the same number 4 on both numerator and denominator, we didn't get this 4 by 18. 4 by 8. 4 by 8 and we got 4 by 16. That means these two are not equivalent fractions. So we can say no. Correct? Then I didn't shade 3 parts. In this figure, 3 parts are shaded. What is the fraction for this shaded part? 1, 2, 3. 3 by 4. Yes, 4 is the total number of parts. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 8. Then shaded part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are the fractions? 3 by 4 and 5 by 8. Okay. Here we can multiply the denominator. Now 3 into a number is not 5. 3 and every number multiply we don't get 5. So let's just try with this 2. 4 into 2 is 8. Okay. Then that same number 2. Now 3 into 2 is 6, not 5. That means these two are not equivalent fractions. They are not equivalent fractions. So we can put wrong. Understood, children? If they are equivalent, we get a number. After multiplication, these two represents the same number, same fractions. See, this 3 by 4, 3 by 4 into 2 on both numerator and denominator. We multiply this fraction 3 by 4 by 2 on both numerator and denominator. We didn't get this 5 by 8. 5 by 8 alla kittiyathu. That means these are not equivalent fractions. Understood? Okay. You will do all these things in your textbook. The textbook will say that. Next is question number 2. Fill in the boxes to write equivalent fractions. Fill in the boxes to write equivalent fractions. Okay, first one, 5 by 8 is equal to 5 by 8 into 3 into 3 is equal to. Okay children, it's a very easy one. 5 by 8. To find an equivalent fraction of 5 by 8. See, here we multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. Then we get an equivalent fraction of this 5 by 8. That is 5 into 3, 15. 15 by 8 into 3, 24. 8 into 3, 24, 5 into 3, 15. This 15 by 24 is an equivalent fraction of 5 by 8. How do you get this 5 by 8? We multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. Okay. 15 by 24 is an equivalent fraction of this 5 by 8. Now the second question. What is that number? 27 by 63. 27 by 63 is equal to 27 by 63 divided by 9. Here also divided by 9. Okay. How many times? 27 divided by 9 is what? 3 by 63. 63 by 9. How many times? 7 times. That is 3 by 7 is an equivalent fraction of 27 by 63. It's the smallest equivalent fraction. And to get the smaller equivalent fraction, we divide the numerator and denominator by a non-zero number. Here we got bigger equivalent fraction. To get the bigger equivalent fraction, we multiply this numerator and denominator by a number, non-zero number. Okay children, next is C question. 8 by 18 is equal to okay, 8 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Then 18 divided by 2 is 9. 9 2s are 18, isn't it? But 4 by 9 is an equivalent fraction of this 8 by 18. Here we got it by dividing. That is why it is the smaller equivalent fraction of this 8 by 18. Now, 7 by 13 is equal to 7 into 5, pick the radical into our 13 into 5. Okay, 7 into 5, what is 7 into 5? 35 divided by 65. 13 into 5 is 65. Okay. This is a bigger one. No? We got this fraction by multiplying the 17 by 13 with 5. Okay. Understood, children? 8 by 18 we got smaller after division. Here we multiply to get a bigger equivalent fraction. Okay? Okay, children.